You're listening to Life Unrehearsed. Matt Del Vecchio here. You know, a crucial part of modern healthcare and being able to age in place is medical home equipment. These devices play a vital role in enhancing the well-being and independence of our elders in the comfort of their own homes. Well, Wil Aide was established in 1992 and has been offering these kinds of products to the local community. And joining me to talk about their utility and how they meet seniors' needs is Glen Wilkes. He's the founder of Wil Aide. Glen, welcome to Life Unrehearsed.
Thank you, Matt. It's a pleasure to be on your show.
Well, thank you for coming in here in studio, joining me live on a Sunday. And let's go back to a little bit of history. What inspired you to begin Wil Aide?
Well, I kind of fell into this sort of business when I was younger, doing deliveries for some companies. And I worked for a few companies and realized I always wanted to be self-employed. And I was looking for that perfect business. And so I fell into this, started my business in 92. And I just enjoy helping people. That was my end of the day. I feel good that I help somebody out there.
Well, you know, I've met you a couple times, and that's what clearly comes out. You are an empathetic person. You want to help, and your organization is really doing that. So can you give us an example of some of the more popular services and products at Wil Aide?
Well, probably the most popular is the bathroom. People, that's where most falls will occur or can occur. So I like to go in, assess. Sometimes they say, well, what do I need? And I said, well, let me go, bring some equipment with me, see what you can and cannot do. So a lot of times it's just sometimes just installing a couple of grab bars in their bathtub so they have something to hold on to, get in, something solid. You know?
Yeah, understanding that a towel rack is not a grab bar, right? That's
so
got to be
many
fixed.
people, well, I got a towel rack, but that's not strong enough. So, and then, you know, if they have a hard time, and sometimes just for them to accept that I can't take a bath anymore, it's hard for them. So we would suggest, like, there's different types of bath seats or transfer benches, just overall being safe, you know, because you get sometimes they want to take a bath, but you just can't get up anymore. Even if you have a bar, you still need the strength, and they're not capable.
You know, you're offering so many other services as well, which we're going to dig down and talk about a bit. But, you know, as we age and people want to age at home longer, let's face it. And so what are some of the common challenges that they face that your home equipment company can help address?
It's to be independent. So sometimes just having a walker, there's like different types of walkers and with seats, 4 wheels type of thing. Some of them even turn into wheelchairs. So if they do get tired, somebody can maybe push them. But just giving them independence that they're able to maybe go to the corner store or get to the pharmacy by themselves and not always have to stay home, or just going for a walk and getting fresh air. You know, things like that help them. There's like scooters too, if it gets to that. And, you know, there's different things like that.
Listening to Life Unrehearsed, Matt Del Vecchio here talking with Glen Wilkes about the importance of medical home equipment so we could live longer in our homes. And Glen, so many other factors. You talked about the walkers and the scooters. You've got the bench chairs for the washrooms and so on. And you know, one of the challenges I think we all face in Quebec, quite frankly in Canada, is the state of our healthcare system. We have to rely on our local healthcare system, being the CLSC. Some of these medical aid equipment is available through the CLSC, not always, and it becomes a challenge when you know there is a proper tool to help yourself, your spouse, mom, dad, grandparent. And so I guess you're able to bridge that gap if you just can't get things through the public system.
Yeah, because a lot of times they're overwhelmed in the CLSCs, and that I've been hearing sometimes that they're waiting a month, 2 months for a therapist to come and evaluate. If they call us, I've been doing this for almost 40 years, so I could walk in and really give you different options of what you're going to need, and I know what the CLSC is looking for. So I will suggest, you know, different options ahead of the CLSC, and you'll be set up even before the CLSC comes in, and they're going to be like, wow, like you already sort of did their job,
right?
You know? So, and we're very fast, usually within 24, 48 hours if they need equipment. And sometimes just getting home and needing a hospital bed, we have a complete line of rentals of beds and walkers and lift chairs.
Well, that's what I love about that. I want to expand a little bit on it. I had first assumed, okay, this is kind of a retail store concept and you can buy equipment or rent equipment. But that's a big part of what you do is you're in the homes, you're servicing, you're installing. You can rent a hospital bed if you need it on a daily basis, a monthly basis. You have a team that will install grab bars and other medical equipment. And so what area do you service?
Basically, the island of Montreal, but I'll say the core of my business is Côte St. Luc, West Island. But we'll go everywhere. We even go to Laval.
It's a broad reach, and I think part of the challenge, and we deal a lot with caregivers on Life Unrehearsed, and it's already stressful and overwhelming as it is, and it's nice to know that okay, you are bridging that gap. Ideally, if we can get it through the CLSCs, but it's nice to know that there are organizations like yourselves and others that can fill in and provide a higher quality of life. I would say a better quality of life, because if you could age in place longer, then why not? And could you give, if I were to put you on the spot here, and recommendations to the clients that you're dealing with, or a stressed out adult child or a spouse, and they needed some information, and can you do like assessments over the phone, or how do you gauge, how do you do a triage yourself?
Well, a lot of times somebody will call and say, my mom's coming home, I'm not sure what she needs. So I'll start asking them questions, is she on a walker, is she in a wheelchair? Try to gauge what kind of equipment she would need. And now I would go over and bring some items with me and feel them out and see the cans and cannot do of the person. Just assessing, is it easy for you to get off the toilet, or is that like a big problem?
And just doing a proper assessment so you could guide them in the right direction.
Exactly.
Glenn, we're already out of time. I want to thank you. I know I told you it was going to happen quick. So
yes.
How can our listeners find out a little bit more about Wil Aide?
Well, they could always go to my website at wilaidemedical.com, which is WILAIDE medical, MEDICAL.com, or they could reach us by phone at 514-363-0856.
All right. Thanks so much, Glenn, for coming into studio here.
Thank you very much, Matt, for having me.
All right. That's Glen Wilkes from Wil Aide. You could look them up at Wil Aide. That's with one L, wilaidemedical.com. Next week, we're going to be having the president and CEO of the MUHC Foundation on the show. It's also World Alzheimer's Day. We're going to have Claire Webster on the show giving advice for caregivers. And that's a wrap. Thank you for tuning in to Life Unrehearsed. As a reminder, for all your inquiries or assistance with home care to help you age in place, elder care planning, downsizing in the senior living industry, it'd be my pleasure to help. You can find out more if you look up Lianas Senior Transition Support. That's Lianas, Lianas, Senior Transition Support. Many thanks to Demetra Kritsidimas and Jimmy G and Joey for helping me put on the show together. You can listen to Life Unrehearsed here on CJD 800 every Sunday at 4 p.m.